I bought this really unique wreath base. It's plastic, it's heavy plastic, and has all these holes in it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I wanted to make a really big wreath, so I'm adding to the outside of it a 24-inch wire wreath frame. By using pipe cleaners, and I've got to wrap it really around this connection right here. So when I've done that so that it won't slide, then I can slip this right through here. And I don't want to pull it all the way down because I'm going to pull it up that direction also. So when I think I have it about in the middle, I'm just going to tighten these. I'm going to twist these really tightly. And it does look like it's coming down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and maybe a couple more to make sure that this is secure and isn't going to wiggle around too much in the middle of my wire frame. So the first thing I'm going to do to start decorating my wreath is I have this red, white, and blue garland, tinsel garland, that I'm going to add around the outside edge. So I'm going to pull one of them aside, and I'm just going to, again, use pipe cleaners. I don't need them this long, so I'll cut these in half, which is probably still more than long enough. And I'm just going to start adding these. And again, you want to make sure you start where there is a cross, two wires cross, because you don't want this sliding. I'm just going to put that in there, and I'm just going to wrap it around my garland really tight to get it going. And then I'm just going to go around and attach it all the way around the edge in the same manner. And I'm going to put one of these pipe cleaners every place that this cross wire is attached. There's no need to attach it in the middle here because it's going to be stiff. And if you attach it in the middle here, that one can slide. When you get around to the end, you're going to take those pipe cleaners, tails, and just secure that end. And now we're going to go around and do it all on this, in the middle of these two, attaching it right to those cross wires. So that is all full, and now we're ready to make the rest of our wreath. The next part of this, before I do anything else on the front, I have to do my ribbon tails because those are going to be attached down here to the bottom. This is my bottom attachment. So I have picked up all kinds of red, white, and blue ribbons, and I am going to cut them into long streamers that I can hang from here. I want my streamers to be really long, and I'm just going to cut my ribbon. So I'm going to take this and loop it through the wires and then tie a knot. A simple knot, and it will be knotted right on there. And now I'm going to do the same, even some little narrow ribbon like this. Again, same thing. You pull it out how long you want it to be, double it over, cut it, and then just feed it through there. Find the halfway point and knot it. So you can pick out whatever kind of ribbons you want. I have picked out a wide variety of ribbons and patterns and of different widths, but they're all red, white, and blue. The next step in this project, and there are several steps because this is a big showy wreath, is to take a good size piece of styrofoam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of craft chicken wire around it. I want it to lay fairly straight, so I'm going to use some of my S pins or green pins, floral pins, whatever you like to call them. And I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. For one, if I attach wires to my styrofoam without something over it, the wires will cut right through the styrofoam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some pipe cleaners and wrap them around one another so that I have some length. And I am just going to find the holes that I like in this board. And this is where I'll add a third pipe cleaner. You can use any kind of floral wire for this instead of the pipe cleaners. I just like that these are kind of like a little kinder and gentler to my hands when I'm twisting them really tight. Let's see how I've done. Yes, it's not going to move now. I'm going to be adding more decorations, but I don't want to add them so that we can't see him. So underneath him, I'm going to take some of this garland and those famous S-pins or greening pins I'm always talking about, and I'm going to do this back and forth just underneath him so that you don't see the foam. The next thing I want to start adding is some flowers, and for something this big, it's great if you can find some bargains like at Dollar Tree. So I've picked up these red carnations, a whole bunch of these, and opened these up like this. And then I'm just going to cut each of the stems. And I've got some other flowers from Dollar Tree that I've done the same thing to, and I'm going to start building my wreath by adding these into my styrofoam. And down here, I'm going to use these to hide this base. Now, I couldn't find any nice blue flowers that I liked, that were inexpensive, but I found these big hydrangeas, but they're going to kind of fight with my smaller flowers because they're so big. And I'm just sticking those into the styrofoam so it doesn't look like it's one big flower. I'm going to take some of my red and white flowers and nestle them in between the petals of my blue hydrangea. See, now it's going to start to look like, oh, that's just some smaller blue flowers. Unfortunately, all my things have stiff stems on them, so I'm able to stick them right into the styrofoam. But see how that kind of breaks up the blue so it doesn't look quite so powerful like a giant. And I'm just going to continue adding my flowers all the way around my block of styrofoam. I started out with this shimmery garland, and I wanted to add some more glitter to it. So I bought a package of these glittery stars, and we're just going to add those in all around. And then I found these really fun curly cues, which to me remind me of like fireworks. And you can stretch them out a little if you want, or you can leave them really tight. I'm going to stretch mine out just a little bit. And same thing, I'm going to go all the way around my edge and add those. And there you have it. My over-the-top, ultra-patriotic wreath is ready to display. So here we are with my over-the-top wreath hanging on my front door. Now, I would like to have hung it a little bit higher, but it's a very heavy wreath, and I thought attaching it to my door knocker was the safest way to do it. So keep that in mind when you make one of these, that it's going to be heavy. Get inspired, get going, hang this on your front door. You can hang it up for Memorial Day and keep it up through the 4th of July. Mine will be up there for Flag Day too. And I just am thrilled with how it turned out and how nice it looks with my little topiary.